What's up everybody, Raul back with another video, and today we're going to be doing some modifications to this Jack in the Box by Dreadful Dreams. It's a Home Depot exclusive. Let's get started.
Let's put a smile on that face of yours. Smiles or screams, either way works for me.
Alright everybody, you see that? This is the Dreadful Dreams animated LED Jack in the Box. This is not going to be a build video. There's plenty of those out there. This is new for Home Depot 2020. It's an exclusive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. I'm going to build it, but that's not going to be in the video. Put this together, and there's a few things I want to do. I want to see, one, can I basically somehow come up with something just in case it rains to protect the motors, the speaker box, and so on. And also another thing I want to take a look at is when I assemble it, if there's a way that I could basically mount this to, I guess, a stage, so it could be a little bit more protected when left in the front yard. Because, you know, I'll be honest, you know, there's sticky fingers around here, so I don't want this growing some legs and walking away on me. So that's the plan. I'm gonna figure out, you know, the rain situation, and also some sort of, you know, mounting for theft protection. I mean, if someone's gonna want it, they're gonna take it, but what I want to do is slow them down. So this video will be for those out there curious on accomplishing those things. So let me get started with the build, and then I'll get back to you guys. Let's go. Alright everybody, one more thing I want to add to the video is a lot of people are confused by their advertisement. This guy pops out in the video when they actually display this guy. That's animated. He does not pop out. He moves side to side, and his mouth moves, and he talks. So he does not pop out of the box. There is other ones out there that do pop out of the box, but they're a lot smaller and they don't look as good as this guy right here. So this is the really tall Dreadful Dreams animated Jack in the Box. His body twists side to side. His mouth moves. It's motion activated. He says 5 different things. So he speaks when activated with the sensor located here. And also it says it takes about 30 minutes to assemble, but that won't be for my case because I'm going to be trying to address those things that I want to share with you guys. So he is really tall, so keep that in mind if you're actually putting him in a spot. He will take up quite some space, and even though he is tall, even taller than me, he is also wide with the arms. So let's get started everybody. Alright everybody, I don't know if people show this, but this is how it is in the box. The box is not that big, which is cool because you can put it away in your garage or your storage or something, because this thing in the store looks huge and you're like, where am I gonna put that? I mean, I thought it was gonna come in a bigger box, but it actually doesn't. Everything is put in here really nice. But I mean, I have big hands, so I just want to do like a size comparison. Look at this guy's hand here. I mean, this guy is the real deal here. I mean, this is no joke. This thing is creepy. So if his hands are this big, look at his face. I mean, I can make a fist and it's as big as his eye. So yeah, let me just get this started and get back on track with this video. But I just want to share with you guys how it looks packed and how you can actually put it away and not worry about having to take a lot of space. So let's get to it. So starting with the head, I see that the eyelids are kind of open. You can see some light coming through the eyes at the bottom. And then there's two cords coming out from the backside of that, and they connect to the top of the motor for the movement of the mouth. So the thing I'm gonna want to protect here, just to be on the safe side, is basically the top section of this motor assembly. The bottom section is mounted to the mouth that actually moves. So what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna somehow sneak in some plastic in there, maybe some plastic bags, just so if water does get into the eyes, it's basically gonna drip out through the sides or through the mouth, but it's not gonna basically be dripping down the top of the motor. So I'm just gonna use the plastic bags to basically keep that section protected. If I come up with something else, I will update the video as I go along, but that's what I'm gonna basically start with. So I just want to show you guys the inside here, because I know there's not any videos of showing the inside assembly of this head. So there you have it. Let's move on to the next thing. So now looking at the body portion of the clown, I see that they have this motor section protected, which is pretty good. I don't know if it'll actually quite do the job, especially with moisture and stuff. So the only concern I have here is the speaker. So I'm probably still going to wrap this around with, you know, a plastic, but not so much where the voice will be muffled. So that's what I'm gonna do with this here. I mean, I'm not trying to make this as complicated than it needs to be. I'm just trying to basically protect this a little bit more than it comes, because we do get rain here around Halloween, and if this is sitting outside, I don't want to have to be lugging it in, lugging it out like a lot of people do. So I just want to, you know, set it and forget it. So let's see how many people get that part, huh? That's old school right there. So if you know, you know. If you don't know, then hey, look it up. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this out, and if I think of any other things once I see this into detail, again, I will update the video. That's how this will go. I may use some sort of plastic around these clips, maybe some, you know, saran wrap or something, tape this up. But you gotta just be careful with outlets and stuff like that when you do that. You don't want to start a fire. So if anybody watching my video and they have, you know, information on better protecting this stuff, or if I am doing something wrong or may cause a hazard or something, I'm not a professional at this. These are my first ones I have some other ones that I will post up, but I'm just trying to, you know, share this experience with you guys on better protecting this. So feel free to let me know if I'm doing something wrong. If not, if you have a better idea, you know, that can help out, also let me know. Let's get to it. One thing I will say is the connections to this is really easy, see? And this is on all of it. That's it. That's completely how you assemble the whole thing with these ball clips. Alright everybody, so I assembled this thing. This is where I wanted it basically, so I could see how everything is sitting, and then basically try to protect what I can. And I'm not worried about having this speaker covered and not being able to hear it, because this thing is loud. Check this out.
That you were so afraid of. What a little crybaby. I'll find you in your dreams and conjure up some new things to be afraid of.
Yeah, my neighbors are going to be able to hear this down the street. So it has an adjustment knob for the volume. That's off. And then all the way up.
Surprises the pants off you. I love this job.
So let me work on what I said I was going to work on, and then I'll update you guys with that. Alright, we're back everybody. So what I'm going to do is I got 2 shopping bags, plastic bags, and a big trash bag. So the plan here is basically I got this wrapped around just because of the creases on the top that are split open and only held together on the plastic with zip ties. And then also I got the speaker section all covered up, just the top part. So once I put this bag over the head and I poke 2 holes through it to hold the head onto this frame, which I'll show you in a little bit, if water does get through that bag, it'll drop on here and basically fall off, because the rain is basically going to come down like this, and especially off the roof where it's going to sit, at least it'll fall off even though it goes through its clothes. So let me pop the head off and then let me explain what I was telling you guys about popping this bag over. So I have the sound off so you can actually hear that there's free range of the motor, but it's still covered up completely because the rod that comes out that moves the head is actually welded to the frame. So the motor that moves is actually in here going up and down. So we should be good here. So after I get this done, then I'm going to start working on the head section. All right, everybody. So this is exactly what I was talking about. This is where the head mounts into. So once you poke the holes through the other bag, possibly water can get in and start falling out of stuff, so it would be useless. So that's why I put this bag here, put this bag here. I basically taped up the side here but left the bottom open just so things can breathe. So everything on the bottom is open so it can breathe. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get the big trash bag, pop this over like so, and then let this hang freely because you don't want to put any, bless you, restrictions onto the motor. And then you're going to pop the head in here through these 2 holes. Let's see if I can make an indentation here. Yeah, right there and right here. So basically now everything is going to be protected within the body. So my battery's dying, so let me just finish all this up and that will take care of basically the body. There's probably nothing different I'm going to do here. So this is basically what I'm going to do to help prevent possible water damage for the body. Next will be the head, and then we'll work on the theft system probably tomorrow because I got to build basically a stage for this guy, and then we'll work on securing him. So let me get started with basically, you know, water protecting the motor on the inside of the head because the eyelets are open. And then this will basically be complete as far as the water protection on this. It's not going to be waterproof. It's just going to help repel some of the water if rain does come and fall on this. So basically how I'm going to be approaching this eye section here is I'm going to use a plastic cut half of a 2 liter and I'm going to make a box out of this. And basically I'll just tape the corners and it's going to slip right over this motor here. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I really can't show you, but the 2 eyes basically they have the wiring jumping, so it jumps from one eye to the other, and then from there it comes down to basically the motor and everything that's going on here for the plugging. So it's actually out of the way of the motor, so we're clear of cables. So the only cable that comes down is this red and black, and that's also going to be covered by the plastic. And this cable over here, I don't know if you could see it, that's the one that goes to each eye and it runs off to the side. So we're basically just gonna, let me see if I can slip my hand in here. We're basically just gonna be capping the top of this whole motor, so if rain does come through this section here of the eyes, it's not going to be just falling onto the motor. If it does rain and the rain does come in at an angle, making this into the box that slips over the motor, if rain does go under these eyes here, it'll basically hit the plastic and fall off. It won't be sitting on the motor and possibly damaging it if for some reason this is running while it's raining, or if it does turn on and it's still soaked. So that's where I'm going with making this whole box situation. Let me get that box made. I'll show you how it looks and then we'll go ahead and get this installed. So like I said, all you do is make a little box. So I got plastic, folded all the sides over, put a little bit of tape so it can still breathe under. I was thinking about putting some, you know, like plastic bag or a little Ziploc, but I was like, nah, I better not. So I'm gonna use the hard plastic, and then let me show you exactly how it's gonna mount inside. What you're gonna do here, at your own risk, doing this to your Jack in the Box, you're gonna slip this in, and basically, let's see if I can get it right here, the best I can, and slip it over the motor, and it's gonna sit right on top. So what you're gonna do is, once you get this on top, you're gonna flip the head around. Let me see if I can do it without it falling off. So you're gonna flip the head around like that, and it's basically gonna sit over the box. So now if water decides to go through the eye, it's, let me see if we can see it here. Nope, can't see in there. It's basically going to miss the motor. So it's just gonna fall right off, drip off, and the motor can still breathe. Okay, so I want to try to get a little bit better demonstration video. So basically, the water will come through there and it will fall here on top of the motor. So what we're doing is we're making this box here to basically slip over this. Now you can see what I mean. See, it slips over, so now as the water drips down, it's not going to hit the motor or any of the open outlets that are located right there on the side and cause a shortage or anything. So that's why making this box, it sits over, it doesn't interfere with the motor there. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to see. So just sits over and then it keeps it protected. So basically, hope you guys could understand this, but I'll put the light. So there's the eyeball right there, and basically what I'm telling you is there's a little crack inside. I'll show you. You see that? So now if water comes in through the bottom section there where you can see like the light shine through, there you go. It's basically going to drip on the box and go around the motor, and especially all those open circuits there, and hopefully protect the motor from water. It won't protect it from moisture from outside. That's normal, but like I said on the box, it says this is basically for indoor or patio use only. So the whole purpose of this is basically to create this to be safe if it rains and it is sitting outside. So that's all this is going to do. It's not going to protect it 100%, but it's definitely going to help. So that's the whole reason for doing this head modification and the body modification. So there you have it. You can see the motor moving, see? And it's at the bottom of it. So that's how you're gonna help protect the motor. All right, everybody, as far as protecting it from water sitting out in the rain, possible entries is through the eyelids, through the shoulders, through the clothes here. So I showed you how we capped the motor and it's not interfering with the movement of the mouth. Other thing here is a sensor. I poked a hole basically down here below, and then the sensor is going to be running up, and then right here for these cords I basically kind of poked the hole under the chin, so if it does rain it's not going to be poking through this hole. And then I basically just covered the open areas here with some tape, left a flap so I could just peel them open. The body is protected by the bag, and like I said here, you're gonna have to poke the two holes. The head, basically once you put the head on, the holes get poked, so you don't have to worry about making the holes. It'll do it on its own because, you know, it's the bag. And then under that is where we have the other bags. Let's see if I can lift this. And under that is where we have the speaker covered with the bag, and then that section covered where the motor is with another bag, and then this cord sits under, so we don't have to worry about that. So this is just gonna sit over like this, and then now you're just gonna install the clothes like the instructions say. The other step I wanted to show you for this guy in the video is the staging and mounting him to the staging, so someone can just pick this up and then take off with it. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. And then I will do this with the other ones that I have. This basic, the same setup is pretty much going to be similar. So I'm basically going to do what I did here to the other ones. So hopefully this helps some of you out there that are leaving this out and it's raining. I haven't tested this before. This is just something I'm going into. I haven't seen anything else out there. I've looked, and basically all I see is everybody just on a rainy day, they lug them in. I'm not about to do that. So hopefully this helps others. When the Halloween season's over and if we have a good rain, I'll update you on how these clowns did outside with the weather conditions and if they still operate good. So till I do the staging, I'll see you guys then. Peace. So this blue car, basically all I did was unplug him, run him over the bar, and basically took this on the inside, and now it stays there and it's not going to move, and it's basically protected by the bags and the box and everything. So him I don't have to worry about. All the others are going to be protected. Yeah, so I'll update you guys to see how everything turns out. All right, everybody, just real quick, I finished up basically rainproofing it a little bit on the head and the body. So one thing I want to keep in mind, hold on mama, one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is this bag that was going to run all the way down. I completely forgot that the spring was only supposed to show by itself. So this right here, tomorrow I'm going to just basically tuck it in a little bit better. I already tucked it in at the top part of the spring, and I've been playing this thing and it hasn't fallen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck it up and then put a zip tie around the pole, and then everything's going to be good. And then the other thing is I'm just going to run this cable down the back, out to the bottom and under the box. But next step would be to make the stage for this, which is going to be crazy because this clown is actually, I thought about it, is actually going to sit a lot higher, which is a lot creepier. All right, everybody, that concludes it for the night. We'll continue this tomorrow, and good night. All right, everybody, I'm actually making the video of the Jack in the Box, and I want to add this clip to the video because I just made this modification to him. So what I noticed here on the sensor, when you put him together, this sensor sits, I don't want to mess it up, but the sensor sits like this because how it naturally curves in his neck skirt. And I noticed he was only going off for people that were passing this way or coming from this way, but it wouldn't catch more to the right side. So what I did here is I put basically a paper clip, fully open, extended, that sits kind of on top of the sensor eye and above the cables, if that makes sense. So that way this paper clip won't fall down if the Velcro comes loose. It's kind of just sitting basically on the top of this, so the cables run down here and then the eye of the sensor's here, so it's basically just running this way is what I'm saying. Oh, I guess I left the sticker there. I'm gonna take that off soon. So that's what I did, and that helps with keeping it straight, so it has a full range of, I guess, picking up people coming from this side or this side. So that's another tip that I just want to include for the Jack in the Box. So hopefully that helps you guys out with making a sensor modification to the Jack in the Box so it does pick up, because if not, like I said, it kind of sits like, let's say this is the sensor, it kind of sits like that. So by putting the paper clip, it now sits like this. Before I get to the next clip, I noticed I didn't mention this part also in securing the animatronics. So what I did here is I have a cable that I picked up from Home Depot, custom coated cable, and you know, you get these little crimp sets, you make them 2 lanes. So I have these going all through my animatronics, coming all the way around, and like I said before, I have the wood thing braced down, so this thing is not going anywhere. But then this cable runs through the frame of the clown. Let me see if I can lift this really quick. So it runs through the frame Oy, look at all that grass down there. Okay. So it runs through the frame, and then it is tied off and locked with a lock. So yeah, I mean, it goes through like 3 or 4 pulls here, and then I locked it off with the pull here, and then just closed the latch. But yeah, everybody, you know, like I said, you can't lift it, so it doesn't make it 100%, you know, protected, but it's just gonna help slow them down. So with that being said, let's get on with the next clip. I actually have 3 steps before I go to the next video. It is actually the spike setup, then I have the cable and lock setup, and also cowbell. So if you walk up to animatronic and try to take it, it's going to make noise. Then you got to deal with 2 other things that are going to slow you down. So if these are yanked and you don't find those, they will make noise. And being that when the animatronics are off at night, someone's going to come and try to just take it, it's going to make that noise. Then you're going to figure out that it's tied down, then you got to worry about that, and then you're also going to have to worry about the spikes. So it's 3 things that slow you down, so that way while I'm in the next room, I'll know that you're here. So this is part of the securing your animatronics to your yard video. So let's get to the next step. Let me show you how I secured the Jack-in-the-Box. Let me lift up the skirt right here and show you. So I secured it using the 1x2, and what I did differently is I didn't do it like I did on the clowning around. What I did was I stuck the stakes in with the 1x2 already connected, hammered it down as far as possible, which it is binding against these posts, and then what I did was squeezed in another 1x2 under that pole coming up, and then screwed it into the base. So now this thing, you can see here, let me zoom out, this thing does not lift up. So that is how you secure your Jack-in-the-Box. So someone can't just come up and try to walk off with the free decoration. It'll slow them down. It is not gonna prevent them from walking away with it 100%, but it's gonna do the job in slowing them down. So that's for securing your Jack-in-the-Box, and also semi-rainproofing the body for rainy conditions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me and I'll do my best to answer them, and I will keep you guys updated on the rain hitting the animatronics, because this is the first time for me, so you do this at your own risk. I just wanted to do this just to give it a little bit more protection. All right, everybody, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I like my little tune, don't you? It starts out quiet, and then it surprises the pants off you. I love this job.